The Deebo deadline. Deebo Samuel has not been extended yet, his contract. He needs to report to camp tomorrow. That seems kind of like a deadline. Will he practice without an extension? Will he get an extension? Now, John did say, deadlines sort of tend to spur action. So it seems like he's anticipating maybe something to happen tomorrow. If not, things get kind of weird.
But listen, let's be clear on what the bet is.
Yes.
Because you skipped over that.
I did.
The bet is, we bet a bottle of wine as usual. And the bet, I said he will sign his extension before the first practice tomorrow. And Iggy said no. Frankly, I'm looking like I'm in pretty bad shape right now. But it ain't over till a fat lady sings. So this bet is on the line. Iggy, do you still feel he will not sign before the workout?
It's starting to seem like he's not. He went from requesting a trade to showing up to everything. So it doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like he's holding a hard line. I wonder if the Niners are saying, "Look, you need to wait. We got to get rid of Jimmy first. Can you wait a week?" That may be how I win this bet. Is if Jimmy is holding everything up and the Niners are willing to wait an extra week or so, and they tell Deebo, "Look, you don't have to practice, but we can't give you this extension until Jimmy leaves. You got to bear with us." I think that's my only way I win this. Because as John said, we do these things right at the deadline. The deadline's tomorrow. He seemed pretty upbeat, confident for a guy. It seemed like he was like, give us a chance. We're probably going to sign him this week. It's kind of his attitude.
Okay, let me ask you this. If they don't sign him by the first practice tomorrow, will he participate?
I would be shocked.
Me too.
I would be shocked. It would be a bad move. I don't think his agent should let him do that.
Especially if he gets hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we got is Jimmy not participating and Deebo on the cusp, unclear if he's going to participate.
I got a question for you. I'm going to go through some players. You tell me if you think they're going to participate in training camp and how much. George Kittle.
Cameo appearances.
I don't think there are 7 tight ends on the roster. And I was thinking that's a lot of tight ends. Why are there 7? Because he's not going to do anything. Because he's basically going to be giving up, hey, nice route, good catch, good block. And the other guy, 6 guys are going to do everything because he's George Kittle. I get that. So, yeah, George probably not going to do much.
I'd say occasionally he'll make an appearance.
Also, 2 more guys.
Well, hold on. I'm not done with Kittle. But he'll be good. He'll be great at the podium.
Oh, today he comes out. And he's like, "What's up, guys? How's it go?" And he asks a question: who would win in a fight, a grizzly bear or a silverback gorilla? These are the things that George Kittle thinks about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe he has time to think about it because he's not really practicing that much.
Yeah. 2 more guys who I'm not going to quiz you. We learned about today: Mike McGlinchey and Javon Kinlaw. They're both similar in the sense that they're coming off major surgeries, like Nick Bosa last year.
Yeah.
And it seemed like what Lynch was saying is, we're going to treat those 2 like we treated Bosa like that last year. Like they're cleared and they'll be out here, but we're not just going to say, go get them and do everything. So I wonder how much pass rushing one-on-one drills Javon will do. Same for Mike McGlinchey. Maybe they won't do much, which will be interesting.
My guess is they won't do much. I think it's fair not to risk hurting them. I think
the right move.
It's a smart move. It's fair to the team and it's fair to the players. And I want to tell you, Iggy, in both cases, Kinlaw and McGlinchey, I hope they make it back.
Me too.
I hope they make it back.
Me too. The thing with Bosa last year was he's a machine, and his brother's in the league. His dad was in the league. He knows how to be prepared, and he was already a really good player. Curious to see what McGlinchey can do, what Kinlaw can do, because those guys weren't necessarily elite before they got hurt like Bosa was. They were good before they got hurt. So we'll see. Justin Lonker says, Lynch said Jimmy was having his physical after the press conference this afternoon. Design or just priority of players where he fell? I don't know. Probably by design. But I wonder if we'll find out some news about Jimmy today. I didn't get the sense that they were going to cut Jimmy Garoppolo from what they were talking about.
I didn't get the sense they were going to cut him. I think he'll probably pass the physical and he'll never be on the field for the 49ers again. It's almost irrelevant what happens in the physical.
Right. They're just waiting for a team to want to trade for him. I don't know how long that wait will take.
You know, Iggy, I know you have more players that you want to say, will they participate? Iggy, I want to tell you how low Jimmy's status is. As far as I understand it, and got to tell you, I haven't followed the offseason that much. The Steelers needed a quarterback. They got Trubisky.
Yes.
Now, he's nobody. Trubisky's nobody.
Yeah.
Apparently, they thought he was better than Jimmy.
I think he's better than Jimmy.
Okay.
I think they made the right call. He's younger. He can move. He has a strong arm. He'll throw downfield. I mean, he doesn't have Jimmy's win-loss record, but he hasn't played for Kyle Shanahan or Bill Belichick. I like Mitchell.
Iggy, he's not a great quarterback.
No, but they made the right call.
Yeah,
cheaper, younger, better. Yeah. Yep.
So he's not even at the Trubisky level.
No, and everyone's talking like he's. Hey, say what you want. He's not perfect, but he's like the 15th best quarterback in the league. If that were true, someone would have traded for him by now.
There are certain national media people who pump up Jimmy that he's really good.
Yes, all the time.
I got to tell you, they're entitled to their opinion. My impression is they're not at the facility much.
Right.
So unless they have X-ray vision, I don't know how. But if you're not at the Trubisky level, and look, Cleveland needs a quarterback because their guy is going to be the league's going to bench him for maybe half the season. Cleveland didn't even want him.
No, they want Jacoby Brissett. New Orleans, they don't have a quarterback. Drew Brees retired. They're going with Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Washington would rather have Carson Wentz.
Oh, I would rather have Carson Wentz.
Atlanta would rather have Marcus Mariota. What a slap in the face.
Well, what it is, you know what, Iggy? It's a reality test.
A reality check.
It tells you what the league thinks of Jimmy.
Absolutely. Sean Heaney says, hey, Grant, did you hear Colin Cowherd and Mike Silver come out and try to walk back some of what they said about Trey? Hilarious. You keep it real. I didn't actually listen to their latest one.
What did they say about Trey in the first place?
Well, in the first place, they were saying that the Niners have deep misgivings about him and that they're really concerned and that he's really inaccurate and that his arm is not that strong and it gets tired. And I guess they walked some of that back. Doesn't seem like anyone in the Niners are saying that.
What I got from the press conference today was they just anointed Trey Lance as their starting quarterback. They said we've moved away from Jimmy. So for a team that thinks he gets a tired arm and isn't that good, they just went all in with him. So something's wrong somewhere in the reporting.
Good point. And I asked Kyle directly today about the arm fatigue, and I said, "Is that accurate?" And he said, "Yeah, it happened one time." So yeah, it happened one time. It happens to every quarterback. I don't understand. I mean, how is this a story? This could be a story for every quarterback ever. And what's his face? Stafford down in LA, arm fatigue, pitch count right now. So,
I believe Kyle when he says every quarterback goes through arm fatigue. Iggy, in the spring training, every pitcher goes through it.
Absolutely.
Throwers go through it. And one time in the middle of a season, I used to talk to Bochy a lot, and I said, your starting pitchers, do they all have an arm problem? He said, Lowell, every single one of them. By this time of the year, they're all hurting, but they're professionals. They pitch.
Yeah. And what Kyle was saying about Trey is that this was essentially last year. And that, think about it, he hadn't played football in a year. He was a rookie. He probably wasn't in great his arm fitness probably wasn't top notch. He was probably like a pitcher in February, just getting to spring training, to your point.